Hey everybody. Well, welcome. Welcome to our Cortana thinks I'm talking to her. Uh, well, welcome to our first YouTube live broadcast. We've tried some things on Facebook Live. Let's see. It looks like I've got my okay. We've tried some things on Facebook Live and different things, different Periscope, and so I thought, why not try and go live on YouTube? And because I know we've got a lot of great followers and subscribers, and we want to share with you what I think is a really great product from Steinberg. It was just released on Monday, and we're going to take a look at this. I've been kind of playing around with it just a little bit, but I'm really excited to show you some of the things that this update to HALion Sonic looks like. HALion Sonic is Steinberg's workstation VST plugin. You can use it in your DAW. I use it with Sonar Platinum. If you got Cubase, Logic, Mainstage, all of those platforms, it's compatible with all of those platforms. It also comes as a standalone. So without further ado, let's take a look at HALion Sonic. And so here we go. So you look, first of all, you'll see this is the plugin here, and I'm running it in standalone mode at the present time, and they've really done a great job with kind of just giving you all sorts of parameters and settings all in one place. They've kind of consolidated things very well. You have your MIDI input, your audio. You have transport controls. You could actually do some recording, like on some of the things. This is your patch window. You have some controls here, which we'll get into a little bit later. And you've got an on-screen keyboard and like a little trackball controller, which is really pretty cool. And this is the hexagon is the first sound that comes up, and when I listen to that, when I hear that, it reminds me of if you've ever watched the CBS series Limitless. It's kind of fun, kind of a fun sound. But what HALion Sonic 3 brings is a library of over 25 gigabytes of memory, of space. I mean, you've got this huge sound library, and with each update, they keep bringing new sounds and improving the library. So right here on the load page, you drop this content set browser down, and boom, look at these. You've got all of these different instruments, and you've got AURON, it's a synth. You've got some combinations. You've got the HALion Sonic factory content. The HALIOTRON is like a mellotron type of instrument. We've got HALion Symphonic Orchestra. I actually have the HALion Symphonic plugin, and so the library gets incorporated into HALion Sonic. So you have all the capabilities of HALion Sonic with that library. You have a Model C, which is like a drawbar type organ here. World Instruments, World Percussion, Raven, which is one of the new piano models, and we're going to look into that. I've been really spending some time with that, and it's just great. Hot Brass. You have Eagle, which is another piano model. Anima, which is just like a wavetable type of thing. SKYLAB, Studio Strings, which is another new addition to HALion Sonic 3, gives you a totally new string library. And then you have some HALion Sonic 3 combos, which kind of take the different modules and brings them together in a combination type of thing. So I tell you, one of the first things I wanted to listen to Raven especially. And on the load screen you have here, but let's go to the edit screen. You can kind of see Okay, so that's Anima. So we haven't loaded. Okay, so that's where the hexagon patch is coming from. And it's like a wave sequencer type of thing, like like one of the PPG. You see the graphic here. So, but that sounds cool. But let's load up one of the piano sounds and a new beginning. Let's load that up. Now, they don't tell you exactly what the piano's modeled after, but I'm thinking it may be like a German Steinway model that they're using for this. And here you've got a really nice graphic editing screen. You've got control over the tone, the dynamics, the dynamic curve. You've got some resonance, and we're gonna just dive into some of this right now. Let's take a listen to Raven. And when I first started playing this, I just noticed just how, listen to how that, it just rings, and it's just beautiful, just a beautiful sound here. And you can just kind of play. You can just kind of keep playing that. It's very playable. So let's just run down some of the other patches here. And this is called Ascension. And it uses what Steinberg calls the flex phaser, which is kind of like a really advanced arpeggiator. You'll notice here that these pads are illuminated. And so when you press those, it initiates a phrase or a phrase sequence, which is pretty cool. And if you had a pad controller, you can actually assign these pads to a physical controller. You can MIDI learn those, as well as these quick controls. You can assign those, and so that'll help you to be able to control all these different parameters. You've got all of these very quick, accessible controls to shape the sound. So let's see, the filter cutoff. And you've got resonance, you've got control over the filters and EQs. So let's pick up another sound, Bright Like a Star. That's what this one sounds like. And very bright. Very bright upfront sound. So let's go just the opposite. Let's go to the closed lid here. Very cool, you know. They've just not given you piano samples. I mean, they've really done some creative things with giving you a just more than just a piano sound, something that's more dramatic. You've got so many neat effects. What's so cool about HALion Sonic 3 as well, it comes with a convolution reverb called Reverence, which actually captures the reverbs and spaces of real spaces. So concert experience. Let's just say. Let's get another key. I'm bending E flat a little bit here. And you can tell I'm doing some runs and you're not hearing any dropouts or anything like that. I'm running on a 3.4 gigabyte quad-core i5, i5 6700. Got 16 megabytes of RAM. And I have the library on an external USB hard drive. So the plugin is running locally on the C drive, which is a Samsung SSD drive, and then the library is off on another drive, which is a Seagate USB 3 drive. So let's just look at some more of these, and see, this is just the piano. Epic Darkness. Let's take a listen. Just a real rich. And I'm just kind of ad-libbing because a lot of times the sound will inspire something to play. I mean, you just can feel that. And it doesn't have to be dark or depressing. It can be. But having the different styles and shapes and tones, it just allows you to just have it fit into any, what you're working on. Let's just look at something. Look at some more here. Storybook. I keep wanting to say Storybook. I guess thinking about Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I like that. So let's go to the flip. Let's go see what the Eagles. Did you hear what the Eagle sounds like? And let's load one of the Eagle presets. Let's go up to the top to A New Love, and hope you all had a good Valentine's Day yesterday. Speaking of A New Love, love never fails. Okay, and you see it takes a little while to load initially, but when you go through the patches in the instrument category, things are a lot better because you're not having to load all the samples again. Immediately you can hear a little more bite, a little more brightness to it. And the different sounds brings out a different something different inside of you when you're playing, Little brighter for sure. Let's see. Back room. Oh, Joanna. This ought to be interesting. Yeah, that piano's been beat up a little bit, but it may fit into exactly what you are working on. So, Castaway. Let's take a listen. That almost reminds me of the. Just a smoke and room, So And the effects just give a little depth. To me, it just brings inspiration when you have some. You're not just throwing a piano patch out there. You're taking some thought and adding some fun things with it, and it inspires and brings out some new things you wouldn't think of. Yeah, I mean, we've been here on these pianos for a little while, and I'm telling you, and this is just the pianos, and you've got 25 gigs of sounds in here, and then. Okay, let's move on. But you can already tell they've really done a great job and thought this through. So let's just play around with the. Okay, you see the tone? You move it to the hard setting, and let's move it over here to soft. Yeah, it just changes the whole characteristic. It's pretty amazing. And then you have the velocity curve. You can just make that nice. Sustain resonance. Let's just bump that up some, and I'm going to hit a couple of notes in. And you hear that's the sustain. You hear those notes just ringing against each other. Let's bring it back down to the minimum. And nothing. And let's bring it up. And you hear them come in. Because when you have the sustain pedal down and you're playing multiple notes, you're exciting the other strings in the piano. So that just gives another added depth and realism to what you're looking at here. Okay, let's go on. Man, we could stay. I mean, the pianos alone. If you've already have HALion Sonic 2, the pianos alone are worth the upgrade for sure. And we've not even touched the surface. With some of these, let's just pull up something fun here. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, okay. So this is the HALIOTRON, and if you're not familiar with the Mellotron was an instrument that used actual tape loops of recordings. It was something like a sampler, but instead of using memory, they used these long loops of tapes to record the sound. So this will be cool. Let's see. Check it out. Wow, that's pretty wild. So you have different controls. So the speed control. And so you've got different, and the other thing too with HALion Sonic is you're just not playing presets. You have control over going into all of these different parameters using over 60 different effects types in here, and you can set up multiple sound sources and effects, and it's amazing. It's also what's cool, I think, is they include a general MIDI mode, and I've used that before. I do a lot of MIDI sequences. Our praise track library, we're up to 851 MIDI files that we have done over the years for small churches, and I use them all the time when I'm doing concerts and leading worship, and having that really is pretty cool. So they've just packed so much stuff in here. So let's just pull up just something here, one of the synths. So the guitar, this is called Galactic 6-string, and this is using the AURON synth here. So let's just look and see, take a listen. Okay, so it's a little. Yeah. So just some really, really wild sounds here. So let's go back to the load screen. Let's load, it's like a granular synthesizer here, which kind of takes a waveform of the sample and it just kind of breaks it down into all the little bits and pieces. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, it's going to take you a little while to get through all of these sounds. So it's taken, the sample's playing back, and it's taken and reshuffling and resequencing and manipulating all of the little nuances inside of that wave, which is pretty cool. So let's check it. Let's see what's okay. Let's see. So this is kind of like, and I'm getting a look at some of these for the first time myself. So this is kind of fun. Okay, so this is like a beatbox, which is like a grid or a step sequencer. And you've got the sounds, so you can play them with the keyboard or you can use the triggers. Just little variations here. And let's see. And you've got variations of the pattern here. And so you can have up to 8 variations, it looks like, on that. Let's just load another fun one and see what chart pop. And it shows you the beats per minute. And let's try a variation here. So you got a little variation. So you could have several different steps. Very cool. Okay, and Model C. And I'm a big fan of some of the virtual drawbar organ. Let's see. Yeah, so the mod wheel will turn the Leslie on. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so let's just try another preset here. And you hear all that grunge and all that stuff going on in there. And that sounds pretty cool. And here you've got the... So you can have fun playing with it. So that's pretty cool. Okay. And then one of the things too, just to remember, you can assign these controllers, to, so you can be pulling drawbars out and that kind of thing while you're playing. This whole concept is set up for a performance and production. I mean, I love being able to use the HALion Sonic HALion Symphonic Orchestra plugin inside of this because it just helps you not to have to load all these different VSTs. If you've got the sounds incorporated into one VST, it makes so much sense. So This is the, for instance, the HALion Symphonic Orchestra. I love the French horns here. And use the mod wheel as like an expression. And you have key switches that trigger staccato. You've got the crescendo, kind of a swell. And then that sets it. So just very rich, a very rich sound in here with the symphonic orchestra. You've got the percussion, orchestral percussion, and that's something that is just so beautiful here. Let's just check this out. This is another one of the synths here. This is called the TRIUM, and it's okay. So it's like an analog model type of synth. So if you're into dance music and that kind of thing, electronic music, this is it gives you all kinds of stuff. Okay, so you got even some electronic kicks and that kind of thing. So let's move on. Oh, let's check SKYLAB out. What is that? Let's check that out. Let's look at some keyboard sounds here. Let's look at Glockbox. Check that out. It's called SKYLAB. Ooh. So the position kind of shows us where that wow. Oh, very interesting. Yeah, just you've got granular synthesis, you've got wave sequencing, you've got all kinds of great tools to use here. And you hear a lot of quirky sounds, but it might just be that quirky sound that just adds that little extra personality. And velocity, velocity has a lot to do with how that's kind of cool. Just for ambient sounds, film sounds, that kind of thing. You've got so many presets here. And before we get out of here, we've got to look at the new studio string library they've included in HALion Sonic 3. And so you have controls over the tuning, even like a little randomization of the pitches. So just to add that little extra realism. So let's just check it out. Yeah, see, you've got chamber strings, solo strings. So let's just listen. This is called it's called Passionate. So let's take a listen. Little spiccato there. And you hear after that attack, you have that nice sustain. That's nice. Let's look at another. Sand dunes. Kind of helps you visualize. You hear so many different things going on inside. The layers of different studio strings, and you got two different layers here. Yeah, so it's just beautiful. Shadowlands. Let's just look at a few more of these. Hope you're enjoying this. I love sharing new discoveries with you, and yeah, E flat seems to be the key for the day. You hear that richness. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so let's look. Surrealism. Surreal. Here we go. Wow. So you can get sucked down the rabbit hole pretty quick with sounds like that. Man, beautiful. Ooh. Winter's Tale. Let's see. Just having that little solo violin. with that just beautiful. Wow, man, wow. Let's look at another one, and then so they're doing some more creative layering and wow. Well, I tell you what, we could be here. We could be here all day, and wow. But gonna have to say goodbye for now. But I tell you, if you have any questions, oh, you know what? Let's just take a listen at one more thing here. I want you to listen to, just so we can kind of get some. Let's just go to the entire library. One of the cool things is they really make it easy to find sounds. They've grouped everything into categories, all the way from accordions to, and then when you actually select a sound category, it will gray out every other selection that does not relate. So it just helps you to pinpoint. So you've got accordion all the way down to woodwinds. So I want you to hear some of the guitar. You've got, man, ethnic percussion. You've just got so much here. It's just very nice. Guitars, here we go. Guitars. Then here you've got subcategories and styles. If you're looking for a particular style, country style, acoustic, then it pops up these wonderful. Let's look at that. Western Velocity solo lick. Let's see what that looks like. And a lot of these have the flex phrases. Yeah, you hear that? Now see, and when you hit it hard, so that's kind of fun. Let's look at this one finger country 12 string. And it's loading up the samples and then the phrases. Okay, so it's like a... And down here you have the key switches. Oh, that's cool. And those key switches control the different types of patterns, that kind of thing. So let's just find a nice nylon guitar. And you got some key switches to, like a, you hear that? Yeah, that's nice. Having those little bins in there. So, okay, so that should get you kind of started, and I hope you enjoyed watching this run through of Steinberg's HALion Sonic 3, the update to this fabulous workstation VST plugin. One of the cool things too to remember is that Yamaha and Steinberg is a part of Yamaha, so you have the resources of almost like having a lot of the sounds and of a motif. Some of the technology in the motif has made its way into HALion Sonic 3, the flex phrasing, some of the effects and synthesis types of engines, and just gives you so much to work with. So go to Steinberg, Steinberg.net, and just check it out. The upgrade's $99 if you've already owned a previous version of HALion Sonic. And believe me, it's worth it. Just like I said, for the pianos and the brass. Oh, we forgot to look at the brass. Man, there's so much in here. Okay, I promise this is the last thing. We've got to go. But let's pull up the brass here. Action section. We'll just hit a couple of these. And here again, you've got like all of these controls over the section. And then up here, they have it split, so you have the falls. Okay, let's just load another one here. Okay, don't you know? Just some nice swells. Yeah, so, man, look out, Miami Sound Machine. A lot of swells and pretty cool. Big lead section. And it looks like it's like a solo mode. So you get a nice legato and like a slide up portamento type thing. Okay, well, cool. All right, again, this is Simeon Ambergy with PraiseTracks.com, and I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of HALion Sonic 3 from Steinberg. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and share. And look forward to doing more of these. This has been fun. I've enjoyed coming to you with this. And so until next time, we'll see you soon.